It is the next day, and I figure I can probably give you a better idea what's going on here. There's the barn. I'm standing on the loop. There is your white X. All that red is the road. There's where the propane tank currently sits. So if I walk over here, see all these burned out weed deals. There's that road, it goes up the hill. Now you could conceivably put a gate there or whatever to use it if you wanted. Or later the fence could be modified. That's entirely possible, because if you look at this fence, all you'd have to do is take those boards down and insert a panel or a gate and you'd be fine. So it looks like it's set up so they're customizable that way. I don't know how they would do this, but you're either going to want the tank to sit right. I would say that should probably be the east tip of the tank. That way, if it goes straight east and west here, then we're going to have to level it a little bit, I would assume, or whatever they do, and dig underneath that road. But that would make it so it's back a ways. You could still drive that way if you needed to in the future. You wouldn't be barred from that, and it'd still be far enough from the barn. Just flushed out a deer up there. He's still there. Oh, there he goes. Is that that's not a deer. What in the heck is that? That was a deer, just a funny looking one. I guess their tails get fluffy in the winter. I just thought I'd film back here because it's a really pretty day, even though it's winter, and just show you, it is hilly here, and it's really pleasant. It's not that cold today either, but you got the hills, you got a view of the hills. It's nice here. I'm totally curious about that buried vehicle and hog house. Here's your corner of your corral. I just had another idea. You got this panel here, and this is where you're looking at trouble. But there's a panel here too that you could take out and make that the fence. Now if we did that, here I am even with this, you would see it still hit that darn tree. Because look how low the branches are. So where you were, that would be, I'm right even with the tree right there. Okay, I'm standing at the second post of the corral fence, and then at the first one's pretty much a straight shot. It would go right about there. But these trees, if you're riding a horse, you're going to get nailed and knocked out in some places here. I'll take a shot from the other side. But what I was saying is I think you should send this straight out and then have it follow that road up the hill and then curve around in front of the well house. That way you would avoid all the trees. It's really tough for me to tell, but this doesn't look like a fruit tree to me. This is the tree that's in the way. I'm looking at the leaves here. These could or could not be fruit tree leaves. Not really sure. That's what we're looking at in terms of a leaf. I don't know, but it's definitely a sturdy tree. So I don't know. If I go stand directly by the tree and face this way, I'm right about even with a quarter of the way to the right of that left post. Now this tree looks for sure to me to be a fruit tree, and the last branch here is just about even with about a few feet off that tree, so probably safe there. So I don't know. The distance between these trees is not much, 10 feet, maybe. But you have to account for growth and the fact that this one's really woody and sturdy. You'd have to cut a lot of branches off probably, depending on how you do this. Or you could maybe, I'm trying to figure how you can not cut a tree down. I'll go back the other way. This is the well house. We can see all this line of what's going to be the pasture. Okay. Now, if I back up a straight line, let's go this way. All right. That lines me up directly with the line of the fence. And there's that tree. The tree is in the way. I don't think there's any doubt that tree is in the way. Just that tree. Because this other one is over here. And if I line up with that, I'm lined up just about with the side of the barn. So the only tree that's a problem is that one tree. So my thought will come after these messages. You could run this thing up this road and you're in the way of nothing. And then you might have easier access to fence to that shelter. Just have one fence post go directly to that and the other one come this direction. And then have another fence start from the shelter. Oh, I moved my hand. So you'd have a fence go from the corral to the west side of the shelter, and then another fence come off the east side of the shelter this direction, causing the pathway. Now, if you were to do that, you could go in a straight diagonal towards that post or that post and be out of the way of that tree. Now that would have to make kind of a loopy-loop because I'm standing right at the well house. So what would have to happen is it would have to kind of curve. I'm not sure exactly how. We'd have to curve it this direction and have the opening over here somewhere. So it'd kind of have to be a circular, semicircle type thing. I don't want to put this in and have you not like it because it's too close to the darn tree. I mean, even right here I'm still a diagonal and the tree's too close. The only thing I can see, once again, if I back up further, this isn't going to work because that tree is directly in the way. So hopefully this gives you a better idea. You could curve it a little bit towards the house, but that's going to eat up more yard and it's going to have horsies running right by you in the backyard. I don't know that you want that, really. I would think you'd want them to go on that natural pathway, but it's up to you. Clay Miller signing off. Further valuable information that I think we should talk about, since I should get an electrician plumber out here ASAP. This is your backyard. You know, it works out to be kind of a nice little area that's just the patio backyard, but there is no lighting. Obviously that's going to be empty. I don't know what we're going to do with that. You put a hot tub over there. I don't know. You'd have to do the Finnish sauna run to do that. But this would be a good place to put a light right here, like a light post. That would be a good place to put a light post. Just in that little area where that goofy little solar light is. I don't think those even work. But I think you can get batteries to replace the rechargeable batteries. That's kind of minor. Try and get the sun out of the way here. Okay, so here's your roof. So you could put something on the roof like a floodlight. I think that'd be kind of tacky, kind of lame. I don't think that would work out real great. You could put something over here on top of the garage, which I think would be equally tacky. I think it'd be nice to get some sort of light post or something, but digging it under there might be a problem. Putting something there might be decent. But then again, you could probably run electricity from the garage over there and it wouldn't involve going underneath the concrete. So I'm just thinking aloud. There might be a portable type light you could put out here, kind of like those heating deals that they put on patio heaters. But you need a light back here. One or the other, you need a light back here because it's going to be pitch black. Your only light is the one on that pole, and that does not shine this direction. You're going to need a light back here, I think. You're going to need a significant bright light back here. That is about it. One more shot of what I'm talking about with this propane tank. The sun's shining real bright. There's the end of the fence where it currently is. There's the sun. Hello, sun. Alright, let's try this. Okay. So here's the barn. There's the road. Right. Where's my X? That's the X there. So it would go right there. So it'd kind of be in the center of everything. But I don't know where else you'd put it that is safe and out of the way of everything. Other than, well, you couldn't even move it back here, I don't think. Build more fence or something. That's just silly. So that's about that. If this is all fenced back here,